Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning was released for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 in 2012. THQ revives the franchise with a remaster called Re-Reckoning. Disclaimer: before we begin my review, let me mention two important points. First, I haven't played the original, so this is going to be only based about my personal experience with the game. Second, I got the game 4 days before its official release. It was a mess and unplayable due to the constant crashes, bugs and glitches. However, this review is based on the patch version 1.05. Any issue I mention about the game, it's within the version 1.05. Don't even dare to play it under 1.05 if you ever think about to get this game. So let's begin. Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning begins with your character dying during the war led by the so-called Watan. Before getting resurrected by two suspicious gnomes, with the power of the so-called Well of Souls, you are allowed to customize your character. Side effect of that resurrection is that your character lost all of his memories. It's up to you to find out more about the world, the war and your fate. The game allows you to choose between 3 playstyles. You have Might, Finesse and Sorcery. You can play sneaky and kill your enemies with stealth skills, slice and dice your way through with heavy weapons, or attack your foes with different magic spells. You can also combine 2 playstyles to strengthen up your weaknesses. I chose the strong Might, who dealt a lot of damage, but because he is very slow and on distance not effective, I mixed him with 2 to 3 magic skills and made him an incredible beast in the battlefield. As you level up, you gain skill points which can be distributed into your class to strengthen abilities and unlock new moves. The more you unlock, the more variety you have during the battle. It's so satisfying when you combine your abilities into a devastating combo. Every time you level up, you gain also 1 point you can spend for your non-combat abilities. Upgrading those offers even more variety into your playstyle. For example, the Detect Hidden ability will let reveal enemies' locations and also treasure on the minimap. Upgrading your Persuasion skill will loosen up NPC tongues and get you some information. Between health and mana gauge, your character also have the Reckoning bar. Filled up completely will allow you to enter Reckoning mode. While in Reckoning mode, time will slow down and you will deal additional damage. You leave Reckoning mode when the bar drops to 0 or after the so-called Fate Shift. Fate Shift is a powerful finisher which will give extra XP points. One of the most, if not the most positive aspect in this game is Kingdoms of Amalur keeps you busy with side quests and their unique storytelling. The side quests are hilarious and so much fun to play, from helping a guy to transform him back to a wolf.
Many think I am just another 2 legs. They are wrong. I am a wolf, cursed to wear this shape by evil sprites as some cruel game.
Helping a drug addict steal some potions, to team up with a drunken mage and become a gladiator champion. I haven't played for a long time an RPG game that brought so much variety with side quests. It can be extremely overwhelming to keep track of all the side quests. In fact, it let me forget about the main story completely, especially since there are side quests in every corner, fractions to join with their own plot and all the challenges. With these kind of side missions and character progression, you never feel like wasting your time. It's straight completely the opposite. You continue and are eager to know which good people you will meet next time. It's really hard to say if Kingdoms of Amalur should be appraised as an open world or a sandbox RPG game. In my opinion, it's both. You have a different map sections with huge free to explore areas. In these you find dungeons and other locations like towns and camps. The world map is massive and with the included story DLC campaigns, it will give you even more playtime. The remaster of Kingdoms of Amalur doesn't give you breathtaking graphics, but it gives you 60 FPS and 4K on consoles for a better overall experience. By the way, when I say 4K, I mean enhanced 4K. You also can adjust camera and hoods. However, the most interesting feature in the remaster is the added Very Hard mode. I started and finished my second playthrough on Very Hard and I noticed the challenge right away. Using parries is key if you don't want to get pancaked by trolls. On the offensive side, you have to use most of your abilities and skills because they can also take a bunch. One mistake will get you in trouble. One swing and miss can make smaller enemy groups dangerous, especially because your enemies attacks wildly altogether. Can't speak for all the veterans, but for me it's quite challenging and I'm enjoying like this so much more. Like the Fate Weaver in this game, I like to play with open cards, so I'm going to mention some points about the game that I really didn't like. I'm going to start with the most annoying one. It is almost impossible to find a full armor set in this game for your specific level. I'm not talking about the free DLC items, I am talking about a full armor set that fits your needs and your level. I'm going to give you an example. I wanted the armor set of the main menu. This armor is wear by the Warsworn guys, a faction in this game where you can finish a quest. As a reward for completing it, you will get the chest piece, but not only is the legendary piece of armor too weak when you get it, it's also up to you to discover the rest of the set. I found by accident the arm protection, which was hidden behind a secret door, but the rest is spread somewhere around the map. And no, I didn't find the full set. And so it goes pretty much the rest of the game. You find a cool looking legendary piece, but it's way weaker than the piece you're already wearing, and the game doesn't allow you to upgrade weapons for armor. I was wearing for almost the entire game different arm, leg, waist, chest pieces and helmet because I couldn't find a complete armor set. Of course it's just cosmetics, but I was asking myself after 15 hours, why does have my character look like straight from the circus? So this is how my character looked after 15 hours of Kingdoms of Amalurrereckoning. You find so much junk in this game that fill up your inventory in almost 10 minutes. Sure, you can buy backpacks, but even with these, the inventory is so restricted that I decided to take weapons that I could use or sell for a high price. Some of the skills you can upgrade are not worth it. For example, the skill lockpicking is useless since the lockpicking minigame is already easy enough, and with 10 to 20 lockpicks you can simply try again if you have trouble, but you won't because 80% is going to be like this. I'm not going to spoil anything about the main story, but I have to mention here that Kingdoms of Amalur had the most laziest way to end the story. Sure, you can talk with a lot of NPCs about the world, but you will find almost zero information about your character and his role at all. When I was on my way to encounter the final boss, I had to fight my way through the final dungeon to get to the final boss. While doing so, an NPC explained me the whole plot of the story, including plot twist, while I was getting attacked by multiple enemies. When the fight was over, so was the NPC was telling me what's going on here. So I ended the game like I started, and I felt like this guy.
I'm getting dumber by the moment.
These were the points I really didn't like at all, and of course it's just my opinion, but let's talk about the real issues this game still has after the disastrous release. The game runs pretty much really smooth at 60 FPS except the mini FPS drops when you use devastating attacks or magic spells which will make your enemies to drop back. But during the whole playthrough, I always had the feeling that the game wasn't really that responsive during battle, like having a delay or some input lag. It's like playing Tekken 7 with a 3-bar internet connection. Also, the hitbox is off in some attacks. Too many hits didn't connect, no matter how you time them, which is dangerous since it will leave you completely wide open for counterattacks. On very hard, it's an instant death because enemies will jump at you all at once. Some moves are looking very cool, but they are unfortunately useless because of this issue. The loading time in this game is something I don't understand. It will take 30 seconds every time you enter or leave a building. It will make you sick, especially when you accept those quests where you have to talk with people around town and enter their shops or houses. I found myself walking to the next location instead of using the fast travel option. It's so bad, and I really hope they will somehow reduce it with a patch near future. I also have to mention here that even with all the patches and fixes, the game still has its issues, like getting teleported in the middle of the battle and other small glitches. In some reviews, I had the feeling that this game has been reviewed like some kind of remake instead of a remaster. I have to be fair here, I didn't really expect breathtaking graphics, and neither should anyone, because this game is clearly outdated in that department. But even with the outdated graphics, the colossal fail of a release, and the issues this game still has, I must admit I had a great experience with this game. So my final rating is an 8 out of 10. Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning is one of the best examples how to create a thrilling RPG game that keeps you motivated during your journey. THQ revived this franchise like our hero got revived in the game. The fact that we're going to have a complete new DLC next year for this game makes the fate of this franchise looking promising. Muchas thank you for watching my review, and see ya.